Hello there, second grade friends. I'm here today to read to you chapter 8 of Elmer and the Dragon, which, as you remember, is called Treasure. Here we go. Flute woke up and trilled. Now, think about, I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt myself. Do you remember what happened yesterday, the last time that I read? They had just hit the chest, and Elmer had been digging for 6 hours. They were all so tired they literally fell asleep before even being able to see what was inside the chest. Okay, here we go. Flute woke up and trilled so loudly that he startled the king and queen and Elmer and the dragon wide awake. The other canaries had been up for an hour, and they were crowding around to see what was happening under the tree. Everybody peered into the big hole and gasped, "Oh, a real treasure chest with a ring in the top! But how will we ever get it out?" The king looked at Elmer, and Elmer looked at the dragon. "Dragon, do you think that you could put your tail through the ring to pull up the chest?" "I'll try," said the dragon, puffing up with importance as the swarms of canaries moved aside for him. He backed up to the hole, stuck his tail down and through the ring, and pulled. Nothing happened. "Couldn't you pull harder?" suggested the king. "That's exactly what I was going to try. Just let me catch my breath," said the dragon somewhat crossly. "After all, I'm not used to lifting heavy chests with my tail." He took a deep, deep breath and pulled very, very hard, and suddenly the chest moved. He grunted and strained and struggled and panted and slowly, slowly hoisted the chest up out of the hole. "Far enough!" yelled Elmer. "Now, walk forward and set it down." Crash! The chest fell down on the pine needles, and the dragon staggered off to sit while the canaries shouted, "Bravo!" "Quiet, quiet," yelled King Can the 11th. "I am now about to tell you the last part of the secret. The key to this chest, well, anyway, this is the last part of the secret. My illustrious ancestor, King Can the First, stole the key from the settlers, and the key to this chest is in my nest. Go get it, Flute." No, never mind. I'll go get it myself." The king flew up to his nest and down again with a big brass key in his beak. Elmer pried out the dirt in the keyhole with his jackknife and put in the key. Click! The lock turned. Elmer threw back the lid and picked up a note. Oh, some of you guessed that there might be a note in the chest. Remember in Seesaw, your responses? I saw that. So if you guessed note, you were at least partially correct. He picked up a note lying on top of a piece of heavy canvas. Canvas is like thick cotton fabric, right? "Can you read what it says?" asked the king. "Yes," said Elmer, feeling sick with excitement as he read the note aloud. All right, and here, before I turn the page, is a picture of the dragon, and as he had just pulled up that chest from that ring at the top. Okay? All right. Oh, I love this page. I'm going to show you both pages, both sides, because the font has suddenly changed. Font meaning what the text looks like. Font has changed from this typical font you'd see in a book to this, and it looks like it's almost been written by a hand, and that is exactly what it is. So I will read this part right here. Okay. The note said this: "This chest was left by Oliver Hinkle for the purpose of helping him and his friends to settle on this island when he returns. In the event that he does not return to find the chest himself, the chest becomes the property of whosoever discovers it. The following is a list of the items herein buried." It's a list of everything that's in the chest. Remember, this note is in the chest, but it's on top of this fabric that's covering everything underneath it. The following is a list of the items herein buried. 12 pewter plates, and pewter is like a heavy kind of a metal plates. 6 pewter cups, 12 table settings of sterling silver. That means, enough silverware made of silver for 12 people to eat. 1 iron skillet, so like a great big pan to cook in. 2 iron pots with lids, and 1 coffee mill. And a coffee mill is an old-fashioned kind of a grinder that people would use to grind up coffee beans to make into coffee that you can serve. Rubbish, interrupted the king. Isn't there anything but cooking utensils? Let me finish the list, said Elmer. He continued reading. A can each of salt and sugar, 1 axe, 1 tinder box, that's what to keep little pieces of wood in to start a fire, 5 bags of seed, including squash, corn, cabbage, wheat, and millet, 1 gold watch and chain belonging to my wife Sarah. That would be the settler saying that, right? 1 sterling silver harmonica, and 6 bags of gold pieces. 6 bags of big chunks of gold, or big gold coins. And there again is the illustration. Gold! I knew it! Just think of it, Queen! 6 bags of gold, trilled the king. What will you do with them, King dear? Asked the Queen. I won't do anything with them. I'll just have them and be rich. Shall I unpack now? Asked Elmer, who was anxious to see the sterling silver harmonica. You know what a harmonica is, right? Mm-hmm. A little, some people might call it a mouth harp. All right. By all means, ordered King Can the 11th, strutting back and forth in front of the twittering canaries. Elmer unpacked everything and at last came to the sterling silver harmonica. He blew on it gently, and the sound was so sweet that all the canaries stopped chattering and listened. The king listened too, with tears in his eyes. When Elmer had finished playing The Bear Went Over the Mountain, the king flew up to a branch of the pine and solemnly said, Elmer, on behalf of the Queen and myself and all the other Feather Islanders, I want to thank you and your... I have to stop there because I have to turn the page. And there's a picture of them uncovering the treasure. I have to thank you and your dragon friend for digging up this treasure and thereby ridding us of the plague of curiosity. I now present you with that silver harmonica, which you play so beautifully, and 3 of the 6 bags of gold. And to this brave dragon I present the gold watch and chain. Elmer, fasten it around his neck. Elmer hooked the chain around the dragon's neck, arranging the watch at his throat. How's that? Said Elmer. I can't see it, but it feels just fine, said the proud baby dragon. The birds all clapped their wings, and then the dragon, who really didn't care for speeches, remarked, Looking at those pots and plates makes me hungry. Let's celebrate and eat something. Goodness, said the Queen, I don't believe we've ever had a celebration before. What shall we eat? Tangerines, said Elmer. I bet you've never tasted one. Elmer peeled 12 of the 31 tangerines he had left in his knapsack and put 1 on each of the 12 pewter plates. Then he hurried off to pick a good mess of skunk cabbages and ostrich ferns for the dragon. When he came back, everyone crowded around to feast. Elmer sat beside the dragon and ate 9 tangerines all by himself. Then he played Turkey in the Straw on the sterling silver harmonica, while the king did a jig on a pewter plate. And as a jig is, as you probably know, a little tiny dance, right? Soon everybody joined in the dancing, and they danced themselves to sleep all over the pine needles under the great tall tree. That's the end of that chapter, but look at this fantastic double page illustration. Look at all the birds and the plates and the harmonica that he's playing, and you can see the gold watch around the dragon's neck. That pretty much says it all right there, right? All right, the next time I read for you, starting next week, will be Chapter 9, Farewell. All right, there it is. Please tell me all of your thoughts and feelings and questions and predictions. And I thank you once again for listening and responding. Thanks, everybody.